Hi, my lovely people. So, I wanted to say really quick that I do not believe in domestic violence. I do not believe in abuse. I think it is all sick and I think it is all twisted. However, I do reactions on here. So, this is merely a reaction video on a video that I watched on YouTube. A reaction video on a video I watched on YouTube. It does not mean that I support any of the things that are going on in this situation, but these are just my thoughts and my opinions on it. So we're going to get right on to this reaction. I have had a lot of people hit me up in my inbox asking, am I going to do a video on the whole DV thing that Chrissy dropped and what my opinions are on it? So I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I want you guys to watch it in full so that we can discuss it in the comments, possibly on a live, and we can get down to it because we're all women here. So I'm not going to lie. It did take me a while to, get my thoughts and wrap my head around it. I did have to sit and listen to the video quite a few times, and I had to, do some thinking. Y'all, I'm going to tell you, everything that I do on my channel is straight off the dome. But with this one, I did take a few notes because sometimes you have to compare the old stories with the new stories, and that's just how it goes. Okay, so I listened to it, and some things that stood out to me were, number one, the fact that Chrissy was still kind of talking about this man in a good light. That kind of lets me know, number one, that there still may be some feelings there or some issues that are not resolved, okay? Now, let me tell you something about domestic violence or abuse, okay? It's embarrassing, right? And when I say it's embarrassing, I mean to the person that's it happened to, period, point blank. Been there, done that, y'all know me, whatever. So, when someone that you think loves you violates you in a certain way, it is embarrassing. So for her to talk about it, even though I think some of it was fugazi, I will give her the credit for even talking about it because I'm a woman and you did what you did, even though the story is a little twizzled up, okay? I'm not going to go verbatim because I know that you guys watched it. I'm just going to point out some points that I seen. Okay, number one, the whole argument supposedly started because of Rod speaking to a cousin of his, a girl cousin of his, and the girl cousin was being rude and disrespectful to Chrissy. I have to call a big BS on that. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not going to believe it was a cousin. Okay, first off, Chrissy said that she did not know this woman. I could not see a cousin. Now, I'm going to say this because we all women. We know that sometimes we date men and their family is all fucked up, jacked up, and get in a business. But for it to be jacked up and messed up enough to bring something into a home that would cause an argument, I really think that what happened, as I read between the lines, is there was a woman on the phone. It became a struggle over the phone, and pushing and shoving began to take place, okay? That's what. Now, it's always three sides to every story. So that's one thing I will say. It's always the truth and then one person and other person. So in this case, she's telling it, so we got to go by what she says. But I'm going to say, I listened to her say these words right here. She said that they began tussling over the phone. He fell on top of her, and that's how she landed in the wall. And he did push her a little. And it was like she was kind of timid on what she wanted to say, but then would say he never disrespected her or her children. It does not matter, first off, Chrissy, what he does or does not do. If he is in there arguing with you and whoever may have been on the phone, if he was allowing that woman to talk dirty on you and down to you, then he was disrespecting you. And at the end of the day, if you disrespect the mother, you disrespect the children, period, point blank. Now, after all of this happens, she says she dials 911 and she's the one that hung up. Okay, she says that she dialed 911 because she wanted him to leave and he would not leave. All right. Okay, he was supposed to leave, but he didn't leave, but he supposedly had a car, but he supposedly have a job. See, these are the things that I'm thinking about. And if it wasn't a situation that you felt that you were in fear of your life, 911 is supposed to be an emergency call. So maybe you were in fear and you didn't want to just say that. So you dialed it and then you hung up because you knew of the consequences. All right. But the police gets there, she says, okay? She says that he's standing outside. He's talking on the phone. He's still talking to this cousin. She's mad. The police say, can you guys stay in a separate room for the night and not speak to each other? She says, I tell the police, hell no. I slammed the door. She said the police knock again, asking questions. She says she doesn't care what they do with him. She said at that point she knew they were was going to take him to jail, and she then said to them, look, he disrespected me by pushing me, and he disrespected me by letting his cousin speak to me like this. So now she's opened up the whole can of worms. The police are now super involved. Now, let's back up, y'all, really quick. When Chrissy's car got repossessed months ago, and she was driving this vehicle that we had never seen, how many times did she say it was Rod's vehicle? She said it was Rod's car. How many times did Chrissy say Rod had a job? Now I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to believe one of those words, and I'm going to tell you why. Because if this man who is on probation is standing outside and the police come rolling and scrolling up, any man in America is going to get in their car and take off. If the police say, dude, you're going to jail or you're going to leave here, he would have got in his car. He would have got the hell up out of Dodge. I don't care if he had to go sleep in it, park in the parking lot till he had to be at work the next day at his job. I mean, could he not afford a hotel? Chrissy said numerous times in this video, Rod had nowhere else to go. Okay, even if he was from a different state, you have a place to go. There is a hotel, motel, Holiday Inn on every damn corner. For $60 to $80 a night, you could have laid your head somewhere. So, therefore, Chrissy, I'm calling you to the light. I think you had a been got a bum, still got a bum, keep a bum, been got a bum, still got a bum, keep a bum. I think that you were lying. You were driving a rent-a-car like everybody said you was. It was not Rod's car because he could have got up in that mug and boot scooted and boogie. And then you said on your own page, out your own mouth, he had nowhere to go and he had no way to get there. So you weren't going to drive this man anywhere. I'm guessing that Tesla is rented. So maybe at this point you didn't have a vehicle either. Because I will tell you something, an officer will give you a ride. If Rod had some money, okay, if he had a job, he should have had some kind of money, all right? And then, didn't Chrissy say that she got on the phone and called his sister and told her what was going on? And then if he was talking to his cousin or side bitch or whatever, nobody could have cashed up him a hot little $50, $60 just to get him up out of her face for the night? Honey, call a Uber or something. See, this is where the fugaziness is crazy. He's a bum. You brought a bum into your home and you thought that you could build a bum into a, fiance, or you could build him into someone that was going to love you and do everything. So this is where the I love myself and I didn't want to deal with it anymore. Doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense to me. And also another thing, if you're going to sit here and you're going to tell us that this man did absolutely nothing to you, you have no harm feelings, nothing. Well, I really am now saying I'm calling a bluff. It was a woman on the phone that he was fucking with because, girl, you was getting real bitter. Because if this was a man that you cared about or even was just barely mad at, or you're saying it was a little situation that wasn't supposed to be big, then why get this man arrested in the first place? Like, yeah, I understand we get mad, but if somebody would have knocked on the door and I knew he didn't have a car and I knew he was a bum and I knew he didn't have no money, I would have been like, yeah, he can stay down there in the hall if he hadn't done anything to me. As you claim, it wasn't that big of a deal. See, this is how we know it was a bigger deal. Because no one is going to let someone just go to jail for absolutely nothing. I mean, this is getting crazy. My thing is, Chrissy, if you're going to get on here and tell your story, okay, honey, make sure that it makes sense from previous videos that you've already posted. Because you posted that this man here was like the bee's knees. He was working every day. He was bringing money in the house. He had a car. He was the shit. He was a family man. He has other children. He has other baby mamas. I mean, but you made it seem like he had nobody with you but you. So do you ever think that he may have felt a little alienated in the situation, like you had a hand over him? Because at the end of the day, you did. He's up in your shit. You could put him out at any time. Y'all, I mean, this stuff is just, it clouds my mind sometimes. It really does. So this is my final thought on it, and I'm just gonna say it, and people are either gonna like it or love it. I believe he had a woman on the side. I believe that a lot of stuff that foot on your neck came out and was saying about him having another woman, I believe it was true. That's number one. I don't believe he had a job. I don't believe he had a car. I think he was living off of Chrissy. I think that Chrissy, because he was allowing this other woman to talk to her crazy, had hit that breaking point of no holds bar and you need to go. I'm over this and it's time for you to boogity bounce. I believe that Rod is a piece of shit, and I believe that Chrissy is not credible. I believe that Chrissy is slowly ruining her brand, and I think that her, what do they call, the chickens are coming home to roost. And I also believe that she still has feelings for him. I think that they probably still talk on the side. I would not be surprised if he may be in the cut somewhere, and I would not be surprised if we may see him slapping up on camera. You remember how Olivia had with the little Zolo hairline, and we knew it was Zolo? I mean, it's all fugazi. And I know it's going to be a bitch in the back that's going to say, well, she doesn't have to get out here and tell her business. Right. You're absolutely right. She doesn't. Her problem is that she always has. And then when you shut your mouth about something, a.k.a. Rod, and then it has to come out in police reports, it really makes you look like a fool. Somebody is hiding something. Don't know which one. I truly believe it's both. I don't wish all of this on absolutely anyone. I am a woman. I would not want to go through this. I would not want this to be around my kids. And if she would sit down one day and realize that they're the most important thing, and not a man, then maybe these situations would not still keep occurring, because we've already been through the DeMarcus saga, we've been through the Rod saga, the eviction saga, the repo saga, the scamming saga, and now, honey, you looking like a fool all the way around. So I don't know how you guys felt about it, but I really would like to know in the comments below, because it makes my mind hurt when I have to think too hard on something, and activate Paw Patrol. But I'm going to tell you, it's something a little fishy up here in this story. Y'all tell me what y'all thought.